everyone, it's Lynette with Charmed Grammy Crochet. How are you doing today? Today is Tuesday. I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday. Like my husband says, since we've retired, every day is Saturday, except for Sunday. It's always the weekend. And I want to welcome you all to my channel, Charmed Grammy Crochet. I'm just trying to get it set up decently here. If you're new, thanks for stopping in. I hope I can keep you coming back again. And if you are one of my old originals, thanks for coming back again and again. I know it's been about 2 weeks, I think real close to 2 weeks since I made a video. I apologize for that. Roy and I went on vacation. I know I live on vacation because we live in our camper and we're traveling, but we did the holidays. We rented some condos with some family and we went back to South Carolina. We did not take the camper. We were with family all the time, sharing condos. And those people just wore me out. I have to say, they just totally wore me out. And it was wonderful. We had the greatest time. It was wonderful to see family again. It's been since October since we've seen any of our family, so it was really good to see them. We were up late. We played games. We did a little bit of sightseeing, mostly just a lot of just family time. We cooked big dinners together. We went out to eat. We did a Christmas gift exchange. We played games. We went swimming because they had an indoor pool. We just hung out and had a wonderful, wonderful time. So, like I said, we were up late. Don't sleep good in a bed that's not my own. So I came back exhausted. But we did get back in time to watch the Cleveland Browns win. And Myles Garrett got his record-breaking sack. So go Browns, go Garrett. Very proud of the team. And I'm really sorry to see Stefanski leave. He was a nice-looking guy, you know. But other than that, I really don't pay that much attention to football. But I was real happy that they won that game, and more importantly, that Myles Garrett broke the record because he deserved it. And I did very little crocheting while we were gone. On the way there, I don't know, I get in the car and I can't keep my eyes open. On the way back, we drove Route 17 the whole way home back to our camper, which was really awesome. But I did pass out a couple of times on the road because I was so exhausted. Roy did all the driving. He always does. Well, he did most of the driving. I drove for a little bit. Not pulling the camper. I will drive, but pulling the camper. I'm not doing the driving. So he did take advantage. I slept for a bit and then I drove for a bit, and he got to rest. But we took overnight to get home. We took an overnight to get there, just because we can, and so we did. One of the things I wanted to do on the way there was go into Savannah. This was the day after Christmas. We left on December 26th, and I just knew that historic Savannah was going to be so beautifully decorated. I couldn't wait to see the Christmas decorations. And to my utter disappointment, they did not have any Christmas decorations. I was so shocked. I just knew they would be all decorated up. And we could not find one area where they decorated the city there. So that was very disappointing. Like, we specifically went to Savannah and, rented a hotel room in Savannah so we could see that, and it wasn't that way. So then we decided on the way home we would just drive the small towns, drive Route 17, not get on the big highway, and that was really nice. It was a real nice ride. It was, obviously took longer, but we were in no hurry, and we just wanted to drive the countryside and see what it's like, So we did that. I packed several projects to work on. Did not touch one of them. But we packed on Christmas Day, so that on the 26th when we get up, we could just, grab a bite and wash the dishes and get in the car and go. So everything was already packed, including all of my projects that I was taking. So on Christmas evening, when we sat down to just chill after we were done packing everything, and we had a Christmas dinner here at the campground. They provided Christmas dinner, potluck. Everybody brought a dish, and then the campground provided stuff too. So we did that, and then came back to our camper and finished packing. And we had to unload our car. We carry a lot of stuff in the car, overflow that we can't fit in the camper, like changes of clothes that, we're going to be camping in some areas are going to be cold still, and some areas are going to be, and even here, it's close to 80 today. It's beautiful, nice little breeze, not too humid. It's wonderful. Shorts, t-shirt, love it. But in the evening, it's cold and you need a jacket or a sweatshirt or, whatever. Might want to put on some long pants. In the mornings when you wake up, it's still chilly, so you got the change of clothes. So we had to pack warmer, cooler, all the seasons. And we go through, not the real winter, even though while we were gone, I guess it got below freezing here. I don't know how often that happens here in this part of Florida. But we were glad we were in a regular house and didn't have to worry about, pipes freezing and stuff, because there's no water turned on in here. So we knew we were safe. Anyway, we had everything packed in the car, and I wanted to crochet, and I didn't have anything to crochet because all the stuff I wanted to work on was in the car. So I decided I would start the bag that I'm making with Lynanne and Nancy. We're making a bag for the Fiber Festival that we're going to at the end of the month here in Florida. It's in the Tampa area. Don't ask me directions. I don't even remember the name, but you can Google it. It's the first time they're doing this Fiber Festival here. They have a lot of people set up to come, vendors, from what I understand. I think I already bought my tickets. I don't know if I did. If I did, I don't know where my proof is. I probably need to check into that. But I think we're going on Saturday just for the day. And it's going to be Lynanne, Nancy, and I. We're going to, and anybody else that wants to come. I don't know, Bree, do you want to drive with us? I don't know if or drive with Nancy. I don't know. We haven't worked out all the details. But we're going to. But we decided that we wanted to make a bag. And we would all have the same bag, but different colors. Well, we couldn't decide on a bag that we all liked. So Lynanne and I are making the same bag, which is a Bag-O-Day bag, and I'll put it in the description box. I don't remember the name of it. Lynanne started it. I don't know how far she is. I haven't watched a video in 2 weeks. I have just been really bad. Except for Bag-O-Day's video on how to make the bag. She did it. Mine isn't done, but it's very close at this point now. She did it with acrylic yarn, I believe, and a 5.5 millimeter hook. And you start at the bottom, and you make the base, an oval base. Well, I'm using Peaches and Cream, which is, I think, an 85-15 cotton acrylic. It's 4-ply. Let's see, this says this is 14 ounces, 400 grams, which is 674 yards, 616 meters. Oh, no, this says that this is made in Canada from 100% cotton. I don't know why I thought it was 15% acrylic, but it's not. So it's 100% cotton. It's 4 weight. This color is called panorama. And so you can see it's got some flecks of like mauve and blue and purple in there. I had this cone, well, not this cone. I had a cone of this and I had a cone of white, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll combine the colors. And I didn't want to, but I didn't, and I thought that at one point I thought I would add in like some of the mauve, or, you know, just get a skein of each of those colors so that you could separate the pattern like she has in hers. She separates differently than I would have separated. But then I decided, no, I want it to be all the same color. I'm just going to do it all real neutral. And so that's what I did. But I changed the pattern. It's, you know, a lot of my friends say a pattern is just a recipe. I got to scooch up here. A lot of my friends say a pattern is just a recipe. It's a 3-row repeat, really easy. The bottom is just, you know, double crochets in an oval. So you make the oval bottom, then you come up the sides. I did, what is that, the back loop or front loop or whatever loop that takes, so that I got this little like ridge line, because I like the little ridge line. It separates the top and the bottom. Bag O' Day, like I said, used acrylic yarn and a 5.5 millimeter hook. I didn't want the stretchiness of an acrylic. And a cotton is much less stretch to it, much less give. And I wanted my stitches to be closer together. So I used a 4.5 instead of a 5.5 millimeter hook. And when I got through the number of rows for the bottom, it wasn't quite as big as what I wanted. So I added another row, or maybe 2, but I think only 1 more row across the bottom. And then I just followed the pattern up. She said she did 12 repeats of the 3-row repeat, so 12. Well, this is 9 high, and my bag is a pretty good size. I don't really want a bag bigger than this. So I just watched the tutorial on how she did her handles. Her handles are braided, and she did 2. And then that pretty much completes the bag. You make the 2 braided handles, and for what she did, I would need to sew on 2 more rounds. Specifically different. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the 2 rounds, but I'm going to do 1 braid and attach it here. She had 2 braids and attached it here, but her bag does not close, does not have any type of closure on it. I want, when we were discussing bags, Lynanne and I were driving and we were talking, we wanted something simple, easy to repeat, easy to remember. And I fell in love with the handles. I would find one and she'd veto, and I'd find another one and she'd veto, and she'd find one and I'd veto. She did more vetoing than I did. We finally decided on this bag, and Lynanne is doing hers in different colors, like Crystal did. I wanted the more neutral because I'm going to use this as a purse, and I wanted the stitches tighter because I wanted to do it without having to line it. I don't know that I'm going to get away without a liner. Not if I use it as a purse. If I use it as like a shopping bag, it'll be fine without a liner to take it and go to the Fiber Fest, because if I buy yarn, it's not falling out of the holes, you know. My keys, however, they'll come popping through. So if I want to use it as a purse, I need to line it. And I don't have a sewing machine, and hand sewing just is not something I really think I want to do. I mean, I have sewing machines, I just don't have them here. So I'm debating on that, but I know I didn't want it any bigger than this. And I Crystal said that she used 12 36-inch, 12 36-inch strands of yarn to make the braids. So 2 of that. And she tied knots and, attached. I like the knot idea. I want one handle. Hers are small and you'd like carry it on your arm. I don't want that. I want a waist length over the shoulder. I like carrying my, I can't think of the sideways strap thing. A crossbody, that's it. I love the crossbody idea. Lynanne wanted the short straps. I want the crossbody. Nancy wanted something with a flap that closes and backpack style. And I thought about that, and I'm like, the bag that I made last year, that Jan, the Sassy Crafty Floridian, or Alaskan crafter made, and then I copied her and made the same bag. It doesn't have a closure, it just has a button. And I love the bag. It's looking pretty ratty right about now, though, because I've been using it all the time. But stuff falls out when I set it in the back seat of the car and then grab it wrong. So I'm thinking I like the idea of a flap. So if I do the crossbody one shoulder, I'm going to make the cross strap obviously longer than 36 inches. I'm going to need to, cut the 12 strands. And then I'll attach them. But I'm also going to make a flap and have a closure on it. And I don't know what I'm going to do for the closure yet. If I'm going to just do a button and a string like I did on my previous bag. I mean, I'm totally like that idea. Part of it depends on how big I make the flap. And part of it depends on what I have or what I can find. So I have to look for that. But I think I'll just start somewhere, attach some yarn, and then up in this area, and then fold it over. Just crochet the same pattern back and forth. Instead of in the round like I'm doing now, and make the flap so that it comes, so I have room to attach my ties on the side, my strap on the side. So I'll probably do the strap first and then throw the, attach it, and then, just start crocheting into the one loop on. You know what I mean? And then make it attached so I don't have to sew it on, just crochet it together as I go. And then back and forth and let it flop over the top. So that when I pick it up, when I grab, I always take my purse and throw it in the back seat. Whether I'm driving or the passenger, but the purse goes in the back seat. And then when I grab it, sometimes I grab the handle, sometimes it's upside down, I don't realize it. And my stuff all falls off. So I thought the flap is a really good idea. I'm stealing the Nancy's flap idea. I'm stealing the different strap idea. And I'm hoping to not have to light it, but I think I'm going to have to do that. So this is where we're at. I have not worked on it a whole long time, to be quite honest, a few hours. Because I just really I didn't have the time, or if I had the time, I didn't have the energy. I was like, I gotta rest while I can because the kids are coming back around and we're gonna do more fun stuff. And that was the whole purpose of the vacation. So it was a wonderful vacation, but not much crochet time or energy. I didn't fix my knitting. I did nothing like that. I am so bad. Not really. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. I'm just real happy with the progress on my bag. It'll be done before the rest of the stuff. And that's okay. Hopefully I can get some of it done and maybe have it done tomorrow or the next day if I concentrate on getting it done. I have to measure how long I need to make the straps. I'm not really sure. I have to, you know, I have to play with a strap or two and see how long it goes. So I'm going to get that part finished to get ready to make the straps. I'll probably have Roy hold one end while I braid it, and then I can attach it to the bag. And then I can see how to make, you know, that I'll be able to figure out how wide to make the flap over the front, which again I don't think will take too long, all in all. So I'm excited about that. What else is going on? The Fiber Festival. So if you're going to be in the Tampa area, or you can be in the Tampa area at the end of the month, Google it on Google, Florida Fiber Festival in January or something like that, and it'll tell you. I can't remember what it's called. We did the one in Mississippi last year, and the name of that one keeps coming into my head, but it's not it, or parts of the name of that. But we're going to do that. Tomorrow night is Back to Boggy on Lynanne's channel, Nina's Knots Crochet. I'm pretty sure Nancy has a lot of boxes to open. So that's exciting. And I think Lynanne and I are going to try to do lunch one day real soon this week. And we want to get together with Nancy and do lunch again. And, you know, before Boggy. Roy and I have a couple of trips planned. So our month is going to get filled up really quickly. And no, I didn't tape anything for you guys while I was on vacation. There's one video I really wanted to do a short of Chloe feeding the pigeons. We were supposed to be, I'm just going to tell you the story. There's an area called Barefoot Landing. No, Broadway at the Beach in South Carolina, in Myrtle Beach area. Broadway at the Beach. They're built around, it's a shopping center built around this lake. And they sell fish food. You can throw over, and they have these big carps, and they, you know, blah, blah, blah. And the ducks come, and they, you know, try to steal the food. And the carps are huge. Well, they have accumulated pigeons there as well. So my son was feeding, and his daughters, and somehow he had fish food in his hand, and anyway, the pigeons landed on his hand. Well, then the girls all wanted to feed the pigeons too. So, you know, out of their hand. There were other people that I think my son saw another couple doing it, an older couple. And so next thing you know, they're all feeding the birds. And my daughter-in-law is feeding the pigeons, and she's got a couple of pigeons on her hand, and she's saying, "Oh, I just love you so much. I just love you so much." Well, Chloe, you all know Chloe if you've been around a while. She just turned 24 in November. Anyway, Chloe is going to try it, but she's scared. I don't know why she's afraid. And she holds her hand out with the pigeon food, or, you know, pellets or whatever they are, and she gets a pigeon on her hand. And it's eating, and she is screaming, "I don't like this, I don't like this." And the look on her face is horrible. In the background, Mary's like, "I love you, I love you." And here's Chloe, "I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this." Well, she's like, "I think I'm done, I think I'm done." And she's telling the bird to leave, but the bird is still eating because she still has food in her hand. And then a friend comes. Now she's got two birds, and she is just freaking out. And it was so funny. I'm like, "Oh, I got to post this." She's like, "Do not post that. If you post that, I will never talk to you." She's like, "If you post that, I will never talk to you again." I'm like, "No, it's so funny." She would not let me, so no posting, sorry. It would have been a cute one. It was funny. But she wouldn't let me. Anyway, they all enjoyed doing that very much. We did it a couple of times. We went back. We were there shopping one day, and we went back another day to go into the upside down building. I don't remember what Wonder Works or something. And the kids really enjoyed that a great deal as well. We were just watching mostly, watching what they were doing. And then they fed the birds and the fish again, and Chloe wasn't there that time. But it was fun. Fun was had by all. So I want to thank you so much for watching and listening, chatting with me for a little bit, and taking your time out of your day. I appreciate you coming back. I appreciate you hanging out while I was gone for a couple of weeks. But sometimes you just got to have family time, and I had to get in much family as I could while I could, because they're gonna, not gonna see them again for a while. So that's how we're doing now. And I will see you guys tomorrow night on Lynanne's channel. Don't forget, we're the Boggy Blanket Brigade. Nancy from She's Got Yarn Too, and Lynanne and I will be there. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.